We are the children of the earth. We are the children of Africa. We are the children of Uganda. We are the children of Malayaka House.
Malayaka House began in the end of 2005, and I was living in Uganda. I was staying in Kampala at a hotel, and I had some friends around Entebbe. So I would come to Entebbe quite often, and there was a woman who was mentally ill and homeless that I took an interest in and found her sitting out in a very busy area like every day. And she was pregnant, and she was homeless, and she was mentally ill. So I found her the day that she started the labor. So I took her to the hospital in Kampala. About 4 in the morning, she went to the bathroom, and I was on the floor, like dozing on and off, and then I realized she wasn't there, and the other people in the hospital said that she went into the bathroom. So I went in, and I found that like no baby, and then Sarah was there splashing water everywhere, and I couldn't find the baby. I was looking through the bathroom, couldn't find it, blood was everywhere, and then I found the baby at the bottom of the trash can, asphyxiating because it had everything in the nose and the mouth going in because she was splashing water. So I grabbed the baby and then ran the baby to a nurse and left the baby, and then I went back and helped Sarah, and we couldn't give the baby to the mother. The mother was rejecting the child, like she didn't even know that there was a baby. So 5 hours after she was born, I was driving back to my hotel room with the baby in my lap. Nobody anticipated that I would keep the kid because I was like a visitor, you know, I wasn't planning on staying here. I wasn't planning on doing something like this at this time. So that was the beginning, and that's how I started with Malayaka. He couldn't move, he was malnourished, he had a broken femur and a broken arm, and he had burns all over his body. He was really bad, and recovered just like that. And then there was a kid on the floor, like a 12-year-old on the floor, and with a huge wound on her foot. For Viola, she couldn't walk. I was carrying her around for 2 weeks. Like immediately after it was born, the mother tried to kill her by pushing her into a pit latrine. And she lived, you know, now she's a normal kid. She's sweet and funny and, you know, loves people. She's really attached to me right now, which happens sometimes with the children, but it's fun, you know, she's... It's a great environment for the kids. Even if I was a kid, I would be happy here. Yeah, it's a good place. About a year ago, we started working in other orphanage homes, and we did that for a number of reasons. One is because we're not able to take more children. Because of our funding, because of our situation, we can't take more kids right now until we get our own piece of land and we build something for the kids. And you know, so we take children, but we take them in extreme situations and only if they're little babies. So we need to get these other homes in better shape that they can take some of these children still and continue. So there's a few homes that we've been working in. What happens here, I think, is these places are very deprived with money, with food, with resources to operate these homes. So you find them not doing anything. And I've brought people that could potentially fund these projects and shown them these places. They said, no, thank you. you know, and they said it because they were disasters. And now they're funding the projects through us. We're doing the projects. We went back to them and said, listen, they need the help the most. They have nothing. So when people, potential funders could come, they could see that they're doing something, that there's some farming going on, that they're collecting water, that things are being fixed and improved, and there's a kitchen with a fuel-efficient oven, and there's some solar panel, and somebody can come in there, especially Westerners, and say, wow, you know, this is good. This is something that's developing. So we're in Nakawuka, and this place is called Nalongo Childland Education Center. They were in the same situation as Bwe Children's Home. So problem with water, problem with electricity, lots of children, no food. They had high expenses for for the firewood for cooking. So we started here on the kitchen. So the things that we've done that you can kind of see, we've built a fence around the whole property, and we've kind of renovated the schools because they were falling down. We repaired the roofs and put up walls, and then we've built a semi-permanent structure. We've installed solar panels, built a water collection tank and a good system, so we get water from all of these roofs into this tank, and the kitchen is up this way. With these projects, then obviously we get the children involved, and that's really the point of it, is to create an environment that the children can interact in, both that helps them with their lights and their food and their security, but then they can also participate with the animals and with those activities. So they can have something to do, have like some people around them also that are looking after them and carrying them and telling them to do things and getting them involved with stuff where they're not just sitting around. So the project, it has a lot of different aspects. No electricity, no lights, you know, the power just goes off. They even have a word for it here, shedding. So they power shed. That means that one night these people get power, the next night these people get power. Happening like all the time. So it was dealing with lanterns and candles, and it was terrible. It was like worse than camping, you know? Like it was like camping, but it wasn't fun, you know? So this does two things. This is, we're gonna have a few lights from this battery and this solar panel. So this is the solar panel, and it comes in and it charges this battery. So from this battery, there's one light here, and the switch is on this side. So we have some security lights around. So we have some security lights on this little, we call it a solar shed. So we put the solar panel, we mount it on there really good, so nobody can take it. You know, it's because solar panels and batteries, things like this get stolen around here if people have them. So we bolted it on with all different kinds of bolts and screws. So somebody would have to come with a toolbox to remove that or chop this whole thing down. And then we put the battery inside here. So the battery runs the light, and it runs a solar pump that is in this big tank down here. We have a reserve tank. It's 60,000 liter tank up there that has been there since 1970. So we've done a lot of repairs, replastered it, cleaned it out. And then now we're collecting water from 4 different buildings into that tank. So when it rains, we can, like in a good rain, in one good rain, we can collect like 40,000 liters of water. And total, we can hold with all of the tanks that we build about like between 85 and 90,000 liters, which is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of water. They use that water for their washing, for their cooking, for their cleaning, and then we maintain, like we try to maintain that tank. And it's rather new system, so we're trying to make sure that the system works well and that, you know, it doesn't get broken or stolen or misused. So we're trying to keep a little bit of control on the system. It's just planting seeds, you know, and it's seeds. You know, just keep planting the seeds of intention. You could take a little starving kid and that's almost dead, and then just treat them in a certain way and they become perfect. You could do the same thing to the earth that's been completely eroded and destroyed, where nothing is living on it, and make an effort, and you end up with a beautiful garden that can solve like problems and feed people. So the garden, it's producing food, and then we just, yeah, the people eat it from there. Me, the biggest challenge in Uganda is not being able to do more, you know? Like for me, it's not a question of not stopping what I'm doing. It's like I want to figure out how to help more kids like this, because I don't think it's fair. I don't think that it's right. 100% of the money that comes to Malayaka House, it goes into the activities of the house, for our rent, for our utilities, for all the aspects of feeding, for washing, for cleaning, everything that we use to operate the house, paying the salaries of the aunties. The money that comes into the project, it goes directly to the project. It's employing Ugandans and helping Ugandan children.